A very good evening, students. So we have come to another session of Paper 2 Corporate and Other Laws live virtual classes, which is relevant for the September 2025 examinations. And this is the second session for the chapter of LLP, the Limited Liability Partnership Act 2008. So in the last class, you have discussed almost half of the LLP. And by now, I think we are in, tomorrow we will be starting the 1st of July, which is CA Day. So I congratulate my future chartered accountants on this auspicious day. We will not be meeting tomorrow, as tomorrow we don't have a class with you guys. So I think by now you must have acclimatized yourself with the term chartered accountant that in future you are already a chartered accountant. It's just that in few days or like 2 to 3 years you will be getting the degree. So be proud of tomorrow's day. It is your day. Okay. And with that note, I would say that in order to get the degree from the institute, you need to clear the September 2025 examinations. And in uh, in your path towards success, the Board of Studies has brought the revisionary test papers for you, which is the RTP, and it is already hosted on the website of the institute. This RTP is relevant for the September 2025 examinations. So go through the RTP. There is only one amendment, and like for LLP, also we have given a question to you. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Very good evening, Haleen, ma'am,
Good evening, ma'am.
and uh, good evening, my dear students, Pavan, Tanu, Shagufta, M.A. Almas, and lovely students, Miss P. God bless you all. So, welcome as future chartered accountants. So, let's just see, ma'am, you will tell me that whether they have completed this or not.
Okay, sure, ma'am. We have done till incorporation.
Okay,
I
you have done till incorporation.
We have done touch base of reservation of name also. So
Yeah,
you can ask them the question related to that change in the name of LLP also.
just see the question. Have you covered this? Because it's a very simple question.
Yes.
Okay. So, students, there is a question on your screen. Uh, any student would like to read this question, and would you like to any student would like to answer this question? This is a very simple question. There is just one catch in this question. Don't cheat and don't look into the answer. Become mute yourself.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Is that?
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am, I have not revised, ma'am.
It's okay, beta. I respect your honesty. Any other student who would like to answer this? Okay. So the point is, in this question, we are saying, let me just discuss a bit of it because here not one but two sections are involved. That's why I want to discuss this question. Ravi and Neha, two entrepreneurs, plan to start a new LLP focused on AI-based software development. They decided to name their LLP as Next Gen AI Innovations LLP, before proceeding with the incorporation, they wanted to make sure that whether their chosen name is available and they have applied for its reservation. Now, what they are saying is describe. Just look at the verb that they are using. Describe the legal requirements as to the reservation of name of as per the reservation of name as per the relevant provisions under the LLP Act. Okay. So if we see, हमारे दिमाग में आ जाएगा कि नेम रिजर्वेशन का कौन कौन सा प्रोविजन होता है. What all are the applicable provisions? Can any one of you write it? Just a bit. I'm not asking.
Remember whatever you recall, children.
Yes,
Write in the
yes.
chat box.
I just want to know that can you answer it in the terms that okay, not one that but two sections are involved here.
Yes, students.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay. So I'm getting the answers now. See, while we are reading, generally what happens is only one section has to be given. But in this case, why two sections will be given? Just look at it. I'm just showing you the answer directly. Okay. So we are saying someone has written section 16. That's correct. Priyanshi has written section 16, but along with section 16, it's section 15 too that you have to write. Okay. And yes, you are also correct. 3 months time period is correct. All those students who are writing 3 months, that is correct. And secondly, the name is not related with another entity. That is also correct. So you have to combine both the points. So that's why we are saying that as per section 16 of the LLP Act, the person has to apply for registration of the name that they want to get their LLP registered with. In the with in two circumstances, the name, अगर वो नया नाम रखना चाहते, अगर वो प्रपोज ही कर रहे हैं, अपनी नई LLP खोल रहे हैं, or they want to change the name of their existing LLP. So in two circumstances, the name reservation point will come. The application must be made in the prescribed form along with the prescribed fee. That is all fine. Then they are saying the 3 months wala thing that you guys are saying, that upon receiving the application, the registrar, if satisfied that the name is not one liable to be rejected under section 15(2). So that's why you have to give 15(2), because the question has asked describe the procedure or the relevant provisions for reservation of name. Otherwise, we could have just given section 16, but they're categorically asking that you have to describe the procedure. So because we have using the word, the one that is not liable to be rejected as per section 15(2). It's not necessary for you to write 15(2), or you can just twerk it and write, upon receiving such an application, the registrar may, if satisfied that the name is the one that is not liable to be rejected in the circumstances as given below, then they can reserve the name of the LLP for a period of 3 months from the date of intimation. And then you give those circumstances. I hope it's clear to you guys.
And even in the study material, ma'am, when they refer to section 16, this is the clear-cut thing written over there. So I hope they have given you correct answers, because I can't see.
Yes,
because
no,
they have done
they
it.
have given me correct answers. They were not able to write the correct section numbers. It's okay, no problem. But the point is,
but writing of the word undesirable and identical was very important.
yeah, right now they have not even written that, but they, yeah, some have written that it's not founded, undesirable, and 3 months. So I am treating all this as correct as of now. So, and Soumya has asked, so ma'am, we should code both the sections. If you are able to code, that's on point. But if you are not, that's not a problem. That's why I told you how you will roundabout go, that you have to go about it. It's not necessary that you have to write as per section 15 to, like, the lines written is the one that is not liable to be rejected under section 15 to. So I can write it other way. The one that is not liable to be rejected as in the following circumstances.
Yes.
And then full stop, and then if it is not like this, then the registrar can reserve the name of the LLP for a period of 3 months from the date of intimation by the registrar. So the students are saying, ma'am, it's clear. So thank you to you too, and please continue with the class.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I think it was a quick recap of what we have done in the previous session. I think, ma'am, now I can continue with the class.
Yes, ma'am, you can, please.
All right.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you, students. Bye.
All right, students. So once again, a very warm welcome for today's session. And I'm so happy and proud of my students that if ma'am has asked you a certain question, even if not fully correctly, but in bits and pieces, you all were correct. So very good evening, Shagufta, Almas, Asta, Soumya, Pavan, Kushi, everyone who has written beautiful evening wishes. Welcome to the class, students, all of you. So let's start today's session. I hope you have revised what we have done in the previous lecture. And since we only had 2 classes for LLP, so we have done almost half of the syllabus in the last class. And in today's class, we'll be winding up the syllabus, and also we'll be doing few questions so that you understand how to write the answers also in the exam. Good evening, Harsh, Tanu, Nidhi, all of those who have joined now. Good evening. So LLP, we have understood in the previous lecture that it's a structure of the company and flexibility of partnership. Why it was known as a structure of the company? Because it takes so many characteristics of company are present and so much of the flexibility of partnership is there. So can anyone just write down 5 to 6 salient features that you remember or recall of LLP? 5 to 6 so totally resemble Companies Act also, but there are new which are related to partnership. I want you to write 5 characteristics which are totally resembling Companies Act, and at least 2 characteristics which are totally resembling, which are related, not resembling, which are related to partnership. Why they're called flexibility of partnership. So quickly write down in the chat box why LLP is a mixture of corporate structure as well as having the flexibility of partnership. You need to write down characteristics that the LLP has related to company. Like, for example, 2 of them are already appearing in front of you on the screen. Yes, body corporate, that's correct. Perpetual succession. What else? Excellent. Mutual agency. Why did you write this point? We don't have exact mutual agency between the partners. But yes, LLP is an agent. Acting partners are acting as an agent of it. Almas, Soumya, very good. Malini, Kushi, Mehra. Yes, Asta Sethi, wonderful answers. Soumya, Priyanshi, Harsh. Separate legal entity, excellent. Kushi, Mehra, good. Kirti, very nice. So absolutely correct. LLP agreement is the most important thing in case of LLP. You cannot say that even if the LLP agreement you don't make, then there is a schedule which defines the LLP agreement. Can anyone name that schedule? There are 4 schedules about which we had a word in the last class. So yes, limited liability, very nice, very good points. Krishan Shri, Anubhav, nice. Kirti, Asta, very nice. So schedule 1, yes, Krishan Shri Parrot is the first one to answer the correct answer for schedule 1. LLP agreement is If you don't have the LLP agreement, then Schedule 1 defines the rights and duties, mutual rights and duties. So all these points we have done in the previous class. How the management of business happens. All the partners are liable, but for legal compliance, Dash is liable. Can you name him? DP is liable for the legal compliance. Who is DP? What is the meaning of designated partner? Every LLP should have at least 2 designated partners. One of them shall be a resident of India. How many number of days we have to see for a DP who shall be resident in India? 120 days. So if I have one NR and one resident in India, can these 2 people be my DPs? Yes or no? Yes. Can I have both the NRs as my DP? Can I have one NR and one nominee of a body corporate who is a resident in India as a DP? If I have all the body corporates working as partners in LLP, then who shall be the DP? Excellent. They are nominees of 2 companies with their DP. Very good, children. Very good. Always you make me super proud of yourself. So that's great. And how many number of maximum partners we can have in LLP? 100, 200, 400? What is the limit? Unlimited. No number, no limit. Very good. And our liability is limited or unlimited? It's limited. So I opened an LLP in USA and I have no place of business in India. Will I be called as a foreign LLP? No, it is not unless you have a place of business in India. Excellent. Very good. Body corporate. What all is excluded from the definition of body corporate in the chat box right now? Very good. Corporation sole, cooperative society, CG notified companies, body corporates will not be included in the definition of body corporate. Good, 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 good. Too fast, too good answers. Well done, students. Trishan, Shiri, Tanu, Soumya, all of you, those who are in the class right now, answering so well. Harsh, Asta, Kushi, Malini, Tanu, Nidhi. Very nice, everyone. Julie Kumari, Shailaja Rajput. Very good. So for financial year, what is the date I have to be careful when I see the definition of financial year? In case of LLP, which date I have to be careful? 1st April to 31st March, you all know. 30th September. Very good, Miss Soumya. Excellent. Excellent. And what was the date of financial year we have to be considering in case of a company under Companies Act? Very nice. Very nice. 1st of January. So you should remember these comparisons also. LLP agreement, we all have discussed about that. So now I'm going to ask you, if I have formed an LLP which is having 20 lakhs of the contribution and my turnover is 40 lakhs, can you call me a small LLP? Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am? Yes. Why? Because the limit is 25 lakhs and 40 lakhs, less than or equal to 25 and 40 lakhs, and both the things have to be satisfied. Then you become a small LLP. Who cannot be a partner? Individual and body corporate can be a partner. Who cannot be a partner? Undischarged insolvent, whose insolvency application is pending, and a person who's of unsound mind. If the number of partners fall below the limit, that is below the limit means below the limit of 2. So one person continues business for how many months? Then his liability become unlimited. 6 months. Wow, super intelligent students. I'm so happy. I hope you're not cheating and answering, and you're answering me honestly through your revision. That's well done. Very good, students. All of you till section 7, everybody has answered correctly. So incorporation of LLP, I hope no doubts. Section 11, 12, 13. LLP has to be incorporated. 2 or more people will be signing the document. So children, one thing I want to tell you in LLP is very scory. because it does not have too much of case study analysis to be done. Even if you have seen the question that ma'am has just shown you in RTP, one would have thought that कुछ लिखा हुआ है web based AI services, कहीं कुछ identical section 17 की बात तो नहीं कर रहा. I hope it is not talking about the change in name. किसी के मन में ऐसा भी आया था कि कुछ उसमें डाउट तो नहीं है? If you have these kind of doubts in your mind, always read the question. What is it asking you? It is very clearly written. Explain the legal requirements related to reservation of name. That means, although the examiner has given you a case study, but it was a direct question. सीधा सीधा उसने आपसे पूछा है सेक्शन 16 लिख दो, चेंज इन नेम कब होता, रिजर्वेशन ऑफ नेम की प्रोविजन क्या है, और रिजर्वेशन ऑफ नेम में ही हमने क्लियरली पढ़ा हुआ है सेक्शन 15 में आपका डिफॉल्ट नहीं होना चाहिए, मींस इट शुड नॉट बी अनडिजायरेबल एंड इट शुड नॉट बी अडेप्टेड. So you have to be very careful while you're reading the question, because once we sit in the exam, we have overloaded ourselves with so much of information, and it happens. Our mind starts playing, our brain starts playing so much. कि इसमें क्या हो सकता है, कुछ और तो नहीं है. Let me find the relation. So the question line should be very much clear to you. Okay, what is the examiner asking you? Is that clear, everyone? Asta is asking, can we appoint nominee as DP even if we have individual? Yes, yes, definitely you can. It is up to the choice of it. Okay, so no doubts in incorporation, I hope. Okay, good. Anubhav Soumya is writing, yes, ma'am, it's clear. That's correct. So false statement, if you make not too many penalties in LLP. So I will not ask you to memorize all these penalties, but yes, you should go through each and every word, because we'll be doing today also, we'll be discussing many penalties in LLP. So again, if you ask me the question related to penalties and forms, around 5 to 6 marks question will definitely be coming over there. But please don't make sure that you're not spoiling your 90 to 95 marks question paper just because you have been learning the penalties and forms only. So we can still try to be very safe when you have to spend, how much time you have to spend on these kind of things. Nidhi is asking, ma'am, section 12 एक बार explain कर दीजिए. So I will open the study material and take you in the exact section 12. Because I told you, even if you don't remember the sections, you can simply write down as per the provisions of the Act. So it's okay. So incorporation by registration, first of all, section 11, I hope Nidhi is clear to you. If question related to this come, you will tell them that incorporation document has to be there and it shall have following details. Once you have filed this document, the registrar, within how many days, children, he will register the document and give you the certificate? Tell me, others have to answer me. Within how many days? Within 14 days. Very good. 14 days is the important provision that you have to remember over here. Excellent. And it will serve as the conclusive evidence that you are registered. After that, it comes to section 13. बस इतना ही याद करना है निधि आपने उसमें section 12 में. ठीक है बेटा? Explain section 13, subsection 2. Okay. So every LLP will have an RO office. Whenever any document is to be served on LLP or a partner, it shall be sent by post under a certificate of posting. He's simply trying to tell you, this is your address, this is the office where you have put up your office. So if any document needs to be sent to you, it should be addressed at your LLP's address, and it will be sent by post, registered post, at the office address or any other address where you have prescribed. So simply he's trying to tell you that address has to be there. Then section 14, 15, 16 is very easy. Section 17, we have not revised. So if you do any contravention, how do I do a contravention in 15, 16? That means I am taking a name which is already registered. So for example, I have taken Reliance LLP only. Then what will happen? Reliance LLP will go and file an application. Since the name is identical, application will be filed against me. And 3 months will be given to change my name. CG will direct me instructions that please within 3 months you should change your name. And what happens after I've changed my name? Within 15 days, I will have to give the notice to the ROC. ROC will register my name, and within 30 days, or it will allot me a new name if I don't take a step. Only condition was there, within how many years the proprietor can go and file an application against. If there is a registered trademark, 3 years. Okay, very nice, very nice. Be part of 2.12.13. Asta is asking page number 12.13. She has a doubt. ओ माय गॉड, 12.13 ऊपर रह गया बेटा, क्या नहीं समझ आया आस्था उसमें? Any partner can become designated partner with the LLP agreement and he will cease. So it simply tries to tell you शायद कोई भी partner LLP agreement के हिसाब से आपका DP बन सकता है. He can become a DP. It states any incorporation document will specify who is going to act as a DP and each of the partner from time to time to be designated as DP. So what is the incorporation document going to tell you? It is a kind of a document which is going to be registered. जैसे आपका MOA होता था वैसे ही आप incorporation document use करते हो. So I hope you have understood. So here you simply have to give the name of the people who will be acting as a DP or any partners from time to time who will be changing. So you said A and B will be DP and after 5 months C and D will be DP. So you can give your suggestions. Whosoever you want to be your DP, you can give their names in the incorporation documents. Is that clear, children? Now we are going to start with partners and their relationship. What kind of relationship these partners are having? So if you remember, under Indian Partnership Act, we were agent of each other, but here we are not agent of each other, but we are agent of LLP. On incorporation of LLP, the person who have subscribed their names, अभी जिसकी हमने बात करी, जो आस्था सेठी ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, जिन्होंने साइन करा है incorporation document को, they will become partners. Any person can also become a partner according to LLP. So A and B were the subscribers to the incorporation document. They gave their signatures, signed it, and this LLP was formed by the name of AB LLP. Now C wants to join. So make him sign the agreement, admission of a partner. LLP is joining. C is joining LLP. So as per LLP agreement, he can join. Clear? This is the eligibility of a partner. And along with that, who else cannot be a partner? Unsound mind, person who is of unsound mind, and person who is undischarged insolvent and whose application of insolvency is failed. Is that clear? A relationship of partners. What is section 23 trying to tell? Mutual rights and duties of partners. It says all these rights and duties are defined between the LLP agreement between the partners. And what is the LLP agreement telling? What will be the relationship of LLP with its partners? So सारा कुछ कहाँ defined है? क्या underline करना है इसमें? LLP agreement में defined है. If the LLP agreement and any changes made will be filed with the registrar. So you have to file your LLP with the ROC along with the fees. Any agreement which was made before incorporating LLP between the persons who subscribe their names may impose obligations on the LLP provided the agreement is ratified by all the parties. Now, what is the trying to get? There were two people, Mr. A and Mr. B. You have to have minimum two people in LLP. They have made an agreement in writing. They made an LLP agreement. And before getting incorporated, so they had to follow entire process of 11, 12, 13 sections. So before getting this incorporation being done, they have made this agreement and they have done a deal with Mr. C for some purchase of goods. So here, after the LLP has been incorporated, this agreement has to be ratified by all the parties. So say, for example, now C and D have also joined. So ratified means giving approval. So once the LLP is now incorporated, C and D will also give their approval. Then only the transactions that they have made with Mr. C will be considered valid. Is that clear, everyone? Are you clear about this point? So relationship of partners, LLP agreement में लिखा होता है. LLP agreement किसके साथ फाइल करनी है? ROC के साथ फाइल करनी है. अगर आपने before incorporation, if you have subscribed your names and you have imposed any obligations, they have to be ratified by all the partners. Okay, they have to be ratified means approved by all the partners. Then only it will be considered valid. And if you don't have any LLP agreement, then where are the mutual rights and duties defined? First, क्या लर्न करना है इसमें? ज्यादा नहीं इस पे बैठना, बस LLP agreement पढ़ा, रजिस्ट्रार को देना है. बिफोर इनकॉर्पोरेशन कुछ किया है तो रेटिफाई करा देना ऑल पार्टनर से, और नहीं दिया तो फर्स्ट शेड्यूल. क्लियर टू एवरीवन? Yes. Cessation of partnership interest. Cessation of partnership. What is the meaning of cessation? मीनिंग ऑफ रैटिफाइड इन हिंदी प्रियांशी तक बेटा रैटिफाइड मतलब अप्रूव कर देना, ठीक है ना, सबने एक्सेप्ट करना है। मतलब प्रियांशी हिंदी में पूछ रहे हो तो मैंने कोई एग्रीमेंट में लिख दिया था कि मिस्टर सी के साथ एग्रीमेंट करेंगे, अभी हमारी एलएलपी बनी नहीं, अब जब बन गई है तो 4-5 पार्टनर्स ने और ज्वाइन कर लिए, तो अब सारे हामी भरेंगे, सारे अप्रूवल देंगे कि हाँ ठीक है हम सी के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने को रेडी, तभी वो एग्रीमेंट एलएलपी के ऊपर लागू होगा। ठीक है, पवन कुमार कह रहा है मैम सेक्शन 11 की स्टेटमेंट पर समझा दीजिए। बेटा सेक्शन 11 में जो स्टेटमेंट आपने फाइल करी है, जैसे मैंने अभी बताया इनकॉर्पोरेशन डॉक्यूमेंट, आपका वो जो साइन होता है उसमें आपने डिटेल्स देनी है। स्टेटमेंट टू बी फाइल मतलब एक एप्लीकेशन होनी चाहिए जिसमें आपने नेम ऑफ एलएलपी, पार्टनर्स का क्या नाम है, एड्रेस क्या है, ये सारी चीजें देनी। ठीक है पवन कुमार, वेरी गुड। कृष्णश्री, आस्था, तनु फॉर राइटिंग सेसेशन मीन्स टू स्टॉप, वेरी गुड। सो इसका मतलब होता है स्टॉप हो जाना, मतलब सीज टू एग्जिस्ट, मतलब अब वो नहीं रहा। पार्टनरशिप इंटरेस्ट को खत्म कब करते, पहले तो पार्टनरशिप कब खत्म हो जाएगी, अगर आप इंसॉल्वेंट हो गए तो क्या आप पार्टनर रह सकते हो? सॉरी आप कौन है हिंदी, इफ यू हैव बिकम इंसॉल्वेंट कैन यू कंटिन्यू टू बी अ पार्टनर? सो योर पार्टनरशिप इंटरेस्ट हैज सीज्ड, इट हैज स्टॉप्ड। Cessation means to stop. So a person may stop to be a partner. Let's make it simple, यहाँ पे लिख के रख लो, a person may cease to be a partner को क्या कहते हैं? Stop to be a partner if by giving a notice of less than 30 days. So 30 days का आप notice दो and you tell them that I don't want to be a partner. Tell them I want to resign. 30 days notice has to be given. You resign and you leave the partnership. Then you cease to be a partner on death or dissolution of LLP. Now LLP is dissolved. You are no longer a partner. Or you are declared unsound mind or your insolvency's application is pending. So first 3 cases, what you have to learn? 30 days, resign, death or dissolution of LLP, then same points, unsound mind, application is if you have applied and it has been declared insolvent. Clear? Same points of partners under you have done. Section 5 में करा था ये. Where a person has ceased to be a partner. Now this clause 1 and 2 is very simple. Subsection 1 and 2. Subsection 3 क्या कहते हैं? क्यों उसने बताया आपको कि अगर आप cease हो गए means now you have stopped to be a partner. So you're known as former partner. There were 3 partners, A, B and C were partners in AB LLP. ठीक है? C resigns. What does C needs to do then? If he wants to resign, he has to give how much time period notice? 30 days notice. Clear? Now C is known as a former partner. Purana partner. Former means old. He will still be regarded as a partner unless the person has the notice that he is no longer a partner. Notice that the partner has ceased to be a partner has been given to the ROC. If you all remember Indian Partnership Act 1932, बहुत बचपन में हमने पढ़ा था, वो याद है आपको? थोड़ा सा याद कराऊं पार्टनरशिप में क्या था? एक वर्ड होता था कि जब आप रिटायर करते हो तो आपने क्या देना होता है? When you retire from the partnership, you have to give dash. There was a word, do you remember? I don't want to take you to the partnership, but that was a very important word. Which kind of, Priyanshi tak, what was the word used over here? Notice is correct, but what was the word? Public notice. Very good, Rajveer tak. Announce कर दो, बता दो ना, I'm not a partner. तो वही तो बात यहाँ कह रहा है. Now you cease to be a partner, you have left. Please tell the dealers that he is no longer a partner with you. And second, किसको inform करना है? Registrar. तो यहाँ पे word public notice नहीं लिखा, यहाँ पे what is the word that they have used? Please give the notice that you are not longer a partner and also give this notice to ROC. But if you have not given the notice, then C, whatever C will do, LLP will be held on. Okay? So what happens? Cessation of partnership does not discharge the partner from the obligation or the partners or any other person which he incurred while being a partner. Means if you had, C has incurred a liability of 1,000 rupees while he was a partner, will he be liable to pay this 1,000 definitely whatever you have incurred while you were a partner, you have to pay that liability, provided it is a limited liability. Where the partner ceases to be a partner, former partner will get his share on the death or insolvency, shall be entitled to receive from LLP. अब मिलना क्या है cessation पे? जितना आपने कैपिटल कंट्रीब्यूट करा था वो मिल जाएगा, जितना आपका accumulated profits पे शेयर था वो मिल जाएगा. So say for example, this C has contributed 10,000 rupees capital, and during his partnership, 5 lakh rupees profit has been earned by the firm and his share is 3%. So what is 3% of 5 lakhs? 15,000. Am I correct? 3% of 5 lakh. Yes. So he'll get this 15,000 and 10,000 when he leaves. So on the death or on death, who will get? Legal representative, legal heirs will get. Okay. Are you understanding, children? So on cessation, you will be liable for anything that you have done, and what you will get, you'll get your capital contribution and you will get your share in the accumulated profits of the LLP. Former partner entitled his share in the consequences of death will not have the right. He cannot interfere in the management of LLP. So what have we learned? Number one, he ceases to be a partner, resignation 30 days. Number two, on death or dissolution, unsound mind, insolvent. First 2 points are 100% clear. Point number 3, 4, 5, let's revise. If you cease to be a partner, then who has to be given the notice? Person has the notice that he is ceasing to be a partner. Means whosoever is dealing with the firm should have the notice that he is no longer a partner, and also the notice should be given to the registrar. It does not discharge him from the liability, means he still remain liable for what was incurred while being a partner, and what is he going to get? His capital contribution and share in the accumulated profits. And what is the last point? He will not interfere in the management of it. छोटे छोटे नोट्स बनाते रहने, स्टडी में ही पॉइंट्स हाइलाइटर्स लिखते रहो, हाइलाइटर यूज करते रहो एंड लर्न कर लेना इसको. सिर्फ लर्निंग है, थ्योरी है, भर भर कर थ्योरी है एलएलपी में और कुछ नहीं. Registration of change in partners. Now every partner will inform the LLP of his change and name and address. Question क्या आएगा एग्जाम में? ABC were the partners in LLP. Mr. A has changed his address. What is the legal provisions for the registration of changes in partners? So section 25 तो पता नहीं याद रहेगा कि नहीं तो as per the provisions of LLP Act 2008, every partner will inform within a period of 15 days of such change. We will write this. A partner becomes or ceases to be a partner, give the notice to the registrar within 30 days. आप पार्टनर बन रहे हो या जा रहे हो 30 days में बता देना रजिस्ट्रार को. And if there is any change, then also 30 days. So thankfully there is a simple provision to learn. 15 days में change in name LLP को बताना है एड्रेस, and 30 days में ऊपर वाला जो था रजिस्ट्रार को कब इन्फॉर्म करना है यहाँ पे लिख के रख लेना 30 days. रजिस्ट्रार लिखा था ना आपने यहाँ पे, यहाँ 30 days लिख के रख लो, याद रहे. और कब एड्रेस चेंज करा अपना, रोहिणी से सीपी शिफ्ट हो गए, तो प्लीज 30 days में बता दो चेंज इन एड्रेस कब. नोटिस के साथ फीस दे देनी है, डीपी साइन करेगा, and if it relates to the incoming partner, a statement that he consents to be become a partner should also be signed. If you contravene the provisions, liability of 10,000 for every LLP and DP, and for such partner, it will be penalty of 10,000. यहाँ तक clear है section 25 सबको. So if I ask you, there was a partner, Mr. A, who was residing in Pune, and he was a part of ABC LLP. Now he has changed his address from Pune, he's shifting to Delhi. What is the legal requirement that he needs to? Why I'm not getting your answers, children? Kushi Mehra says 15 days. 15 days what? लिखो फिर. Inform LLP in 15 days. Inform about this change in address to registrar. How many days? In 50 days. क्लियर है, इजी है. वेरी गुड. शैलजा, निधि, सौम्या, मालिनी एंड मास. गुड गुड गुड. Miss P, Tanu, Kushi, Soumya, good. Clear? A person who ceases to be a partner may himself file the notice with the registrar if he has the reasonable cause to believe that LLP may not file the notice with the registrar. And in case such notice filed by the partner, registrar will obtain a confirmation unless the LLP has also filed. So what is he trying to tell? If you don't file this notice, then you go and tell the registrar that you have ceased to be a partner because you don't want to be liable, no? Say, for example, LLP has taken a loan from bank for 6 lakh rupees and you have still not given your notice of cessation. Then you will also be liable for this LLP, na? Because you are liable for the acts of partner does anything, LLP is liable. LLP does anything, partners are liable. You're not liable for each of the partners. So that's why you're part of LLP. So you have to give if you cease to be a partner, then you, LLP himself, if does not go, then you can go and tell the registrar that you're no longer. No confirmation is given within 15 days. He will register the notice made by a person. If LLP does not give within 15 days, then he will register the notice by a person ceasing to be a partner. So all these points, section 22, 23 that we have discussed talks about the rights and duties, who is going to be a partner, how the relationship is defined. Section 24 talks about cessation. 30 days you have to remember here. For changing, 15 days and 30 days you have to remember here. Now let's talk about the liability of LLP and partners. Now this is something which is interesting and important as well. What is the liability of LLP and what is the liability of partners? Partners are acting as agent of whom? Every partner is an agent of dash of LLP. Very good. True or false? Partners are agent of each other in LLP. Intelligent. Everybody is correct. False. Extent of liability of LLP. LLP की लाइबिलिटी क्या है? पहले फटाफट से ना ये खत्म करते हैं सेक्शंस, फिर मैं आपको टाइम दूंगी डाउट्स के लिए भी, क्योंकि बहुत लंबा है. And I don't want to tell you that ये खुद पढ़ लेना. I want to read every section with you because I believe when I read the sections with you, I try to simplify it for you. I hope it is getting simplified for you. Who is this who has said true? I read somewhere true. No. Nidhi Vishwakarma. Why did you write true? Partners एक दूसरे के एजेंट होते हैं LLP में. What are you writing? It is false. Yes, Harsh Kaur, correct. Partners, LLP's liability is limited. It is not unlimited. Okay. LLP is not bound by anything done by the partners. In dealing with a person, if a partner in fact has no authority to act, person knows that he has no authority or does not know or believe him to be a partner. Now, what is the liability? Section 27. ध्यान से सुनेंगे एक एक word में. LLP is not bound. कह रहे LLP कब liable नहीं है? When LLP is not liable. If anything a partner is doing, if that partner has no authority to act for the LLP. You are my partner, but no authority was given. Like for example, A, B, C, 3 partners है. A को authority है कि company LLP के लिए purchases करनी. B is not given this authority. C also does not given this authority. As per the LLP agreement, we have decided only A is going to do this. But still B go and do this act. Is LLP liable then? No, ma'am. LLP is not liable. The person knows that he has no authority or does not know or believe him to be a partner. बंदे को पता है जो डीलर है उसको पता है कि इसके पास अथॉरिटी नहीं, तभी LLP लायबल नहीं रही. LLP is liable if a partner of LLP is liable to any person as a result of wrongful or omission act in the ordinary course of business. Obligation of LLP also rising out of the contract will solely be the obligation of LLP, and liability of LLP will be met out of the property of LLP. So what are the 4 points that we have to remember? Number 1, what are the cases in which LLP is not liable? Please write down those 2 cases. When a partner has no authority to act, still he does any act. Person with whom you are dealing, he knows that you have no authority, LLP is not liable. Clear ho gaya? Second point kya hai? When LLP is liable. When LLP is held liable for all the acts. LLP is liable if a partner is liable to any person. Because अगर किसी partner ने गलत कुछ करा है ordinary course of business में और within his authority कर, means आप liable, no authority है तो not liable. Authority में करा है, A ने करा purchases गलत करी है, LLP liable. जो भी contracts LLP ने करे हैं वो सारी LLP की liability है. Point number 3. And point number 4, liability कहाँ से पे होएगी? LLP की प्रॉपर्टी में से पे होएगी. पार्टनर्स की प्रॉपर्टी लायबल नहीं है, यहाँ पे लिख के रख लो. पर्सनल प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ पार्टनर्स इज नॉट लायबल. ओनली LLP's property is liable. Personal property of partners is not. Section 22, extent of liability of partners. ये थी LLP की liability, partners की liability क्या? Partners are not personally liable. पहले ही बता दिया हमने, अभी तो बताया सबसेक्शन 3 of 27 ने कि वही liable है, हम liable नहीं. Provision of subsection 3 of section 27 and 1 will not affect the personal liability for any wrongful act, but a partner shall not be personally liable for any wrongful act of any other partner. कह रहे ठीक है, मान लिया कि यहाँ पे सबसेक्शन 3 में लिखा है उसकी सोल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, बट सबसेक्शन 1 में क्या लिखा था? अपनी अथॉरिटी की बाहर कर रहे हो तो LLP लायबल नहीं है, तो फिर भैया लायबल कौन है यहाँ पे? दैट पार्ट, personal liability of that partner for any wrongful act, but for any other partner also liable. Example से समझते हैं. हमारे एग्जाम्पल ने किसने परचेजेस नहीं करनी थी? B and C ने परचेजेस नहीं करनी थी, A ने करनी थी. A ने परचेजेस करी और गलती करी तो कौन लायबल है? LLP. B ने परचेजेस नहीं करनी थी, B हैज नो अथॉरिटी, स्टिल B से परचेजेस कर आए, तो कौन लायबल है? B लायबल है. LLP लायबल नहीं है. क्या B C की गलती के लिए भी लायबल है? Is B liable because of C also? इतनी सी बात उसने लिखी है, अदर पार्टनर्स की रॉन्गफुल ओमिशन के लिए पर्सनली लायबल नहीं. वेरी गुड, सबको समझ आ गया? प्लीज ये लिख लेना अपने नोट्स में ABC वाला, so that you remember when you are learning. Okay, no mutual agency. Yes, clear? सेक्शन 29 भी करा दूं फिर ब्रेक देती हूँ. एनी पार्टनर बाय होल्डिंग आउट, याद है सेक्शन 28 ऑफ इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट था, यहाँ पे सेक्शन 29. होल्डिंग आउट क्या होता था? होल्डिंग आउट, पार्टनर बाय स्टॉपल होल्डिंग आउट. You are actually not a partner, but you are representing yourself as a partner. Then you become a partner of the firm. वही था. LLP में समझते हैं क्या? Any person means A, B, C तो क्या है बेटा? They are partners in LLP. They are partners in LLP. They have kept a Ramu in their shop. This is a worker, Mr. Ramu. He comes for cleaning and doing all the polishing and in the office. When dealer Mr. D, supplier, came to the shop of LLP, Ramu, by words spoken and written, said that yes, I am a partner in LLP. Partners कौन थे? A, B, C. Ramu कौन है? He is a servant of the shop. But when Mr. D comes for the dealing, Ramu said, I am the partner. Either by words spoken or by conduct, means by behavior. Say, for example, we have formed an LLP for sale and purchase showroom and he is telling the goods are very nice, we buy this. He's talking in such a way that he permits himself to be. He says, you're a partner. He remains silent. Other partners are also silent. So assume kar liya gaya, Hanji, Ramu bhi partner. And Ramu was so impressive in his talks and everything that he supplied goods worth 1 lakh rupees to the firm, to the LLP. Now, when Mr. D came to take money from A and B and C, he said, Mr. Ramu, give me my money. Ramu got very scared. He said, I'm no one over here. I'm just an employee. And this Mr. D is asking me for money. What will I do? Law said Section 29 is now applicable on you. On your faith and representation, someone has given credit to the LLP, then you become liable to such person. Because you have represented to act as a partner and person has given something on credit because of that. यहाँ तक सबको समझ आया? Yes, it is similar that you read in partnership. Absolutely correct, Priyanshi. I told you, Section 28 of Indian Partnership में जो आपने पढ़ा था वही है. बहुत रिजेम्बलेंस है LLP की पार्टनरशिप एंड कंपनीज के साथ. बट जब whenever you're studying LLP, read it from the viewpoint of LLP only. Don't write the word firm over here. Don't write the word company. ठीक है? So I've just taken a random figure that 1 lakh goods were supplied. So can I say that Ramu has become liable? Why? Because Ramu has become partner by holding out. Everyone is clear? So if by your conduct or words spoken or written, you represent yourself a partner, then you become liable for such kind of representation. However, if any credit is received as a result of such LLP without prejudice to the liability of the person represented, be liable to the extent of credit received by it. Now, this was not there in partnership. अब वो कह रहे कोई credit अगर receive हुआ है as a result of this representation, without prejudice to the liability means Ramu is anyways liable. But LLP will also be liable for any financial benefit. If you have received any financial benefit, LLP will also be held liable. Section 29. Clear to all of you children? Okay. Thank you, Soumya, for writing. It's clear. I don't know, where do you go? Yes, personally liable hoga. Bilkul Sumesh Singh likha hai na, uste clearly he will become liable. Okay. Where the partner's death, business is continued in the same name, and you're using the name of deceased partners, shall not by itself take his legal representative liable for any of the acts. So Mr. C has died and you're still using his name in the LLP. So tomorrow you went to see his house and you said your son is liable for all the debts. So he says he will not automatically become legal representative, will not be liable if you're using the dead partner's name. Is that clear? I give you 2 minutes. Read all these sections. All these children who are asking, ma'am, personal liability hoga ki nahi hoga? Miss P, you are liable for that amount only, na bacha? I told you, I've given you a vague figure. 1 lakh goods were supplied to you on the basis of that representation. So for that 1 lakh amount, you're liable. You have to pay for that because you represented wrongly yourself as the partner and the other person on such faith. See, for example, I'm not talking to Ramu and I'm dealing with A, B, and C only. I'm not paying botheration on what Ramu is saying. Then then LLP is liable. Okay, then I'm not asking him to be liable. But if because of him I have given the credit, then yes, Dhanush, definitely he has the liability. Clear? Everyone, shall we move to section 30? In case of fraud, now the heading itself, even if I don't talk with you about the detailed topic. What is the heading trying to tell me? सिर्फ मुझे heading से ही बता दो कि क्या कहते मैम सेक्शन 27, 28, 29 में समझ आ गया कि लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी 29 में उतनी ही लायबिलिटी है जितने का नुकसान हुआ, जितने का आपने क्रेडिट दिया वो पर्सन उसके लिए लायबिलिटी। सब सेक्शन 2 में क्या था, डिसीज पार्टनर के नाम से कर रहे हो तो लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव लायबिल नहीं है। सेक्शन 30 क्या कह रहा है, फ्रॉड करा तो अनलिमिटेड लायबिलिटी। एलएलपी खोलकर बैठे हो, फ्रॉड मत करना। हर वक्त लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी का एंजॉय कर रहे हो, लिमिटेड टू देयर कैपिटल कंट्रीब्यूशन एंड शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट्स, ओके। बट एनी फ्रॉडुलेंट एक्टिविटीज ऑफ एलएलपी, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? Ask the SEBI, yes. For the second point, he is trying to tell you, LLP will also. If LLP has taken any beneficial benefit out of that, then LLP is also liable. Okay, ask them. Yes, Miss P. It means without prejudice to liability of partner means that partner is anyways liable. Okay. So it says LLP is still liable if you have taken any beneficial benefit out of it. Okay, Miss P, clear? Yes, then their personal assets. Very good, Tanisha, Soumya, Tanu, Priyanshi, all those who have given the answers for section 30, absolutely correct. You do any fraud, your personal assets will also become liable. So if you have done the fraud carried out by LLP, trying to defraud the creditors, liability of LLP and partners who have acted in a fraudulent manner will be unlimited. आपने गलत करा, क्रेडिटर्स के साथ धोखा करा, आपकी और पार्टनर्स की लायबिलिटी अनलिमिटेड हो जाएगी उन डेट्स की। LLP is liable to the same extent as the partners unless it is established by the LLP that was without the knowledge or authority of LLP. Now, what is happening? You do any fraud without my knowledge, LLP is not liable. In case such act is carried out by a partner, LLP is liable as the partner unless it is said. मतलब जब तक ये नहीं कहा जाता that the act was done without the knowledge. So if we try to read it this way, if the act is done without the knowledge and authority of LLP, LLP is not liable. अगर उसकी knowledge के बिना fraud करे फिर नहीं LLP liable. Clear? और अगर आपने बिजनेस करा फ्रॉड करने के लिए 5 साल की जेल है, 50,000 से लेकर 5 लाख का फाइन है, बच के रहना। एलएलपी में बहुत बड़ी हथकड़ियां हैं अगर गड़बड़ करोगे तो, क्योंकि इट इज एन एक्सट्रीम काइंड ऑफ बिजनेस ना चिल्ड्रन। इट इज अ वेरी नाइस कॉर्पोरेट फॉर्म ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड सेटिंग अप एलएलपी बिकॉज लायबिलिटी लिमिटेड है। अब जो है मतलब जिन्होंने गलत करना है वो तो मिसयूज करेंगे ना, फायदा उठाएंगे कि हमें कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रक्चर भी मिल गया, सेपरेट लीगल एंटिटी भी मिल गया, एलएलपी लायबल होती रहेगी, हमें क्या लेना देना। बन गए हम एग्रीमेंट कर कर पार्टनर्स बन गए, तो लोग फ्रॉड करने लगे। सेक्शन 30 बिल्कुल स्ट्रिक्टली इम्पोज कर दिया कि देखो भाई 26, 27, 28 में बता दिया आपको लिमिटेड लायबिलिटी है, फ्रॉड करा सीधा 5 साल की जेल में जाना, 50,000 to 5 लाख रुपीज फाइन। ऑफेंस कंपाउंड कैसे होता है आराम से बताती हूँ। आई थिंक बहुत सारे सेक्शंस कर लिए। लेट्स टेक अ स्मॉल ब्रेक हियर, गो थ्रू, रिलैक्स होकर बुक के पेजेस फ्लिप करो, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड, हाईलाइट द पॉइंट्स, मेक द नोट्स वेयर आई हैव टोल्ड यू, एंड ब्रेक के बाद सभी आर टेकिंग अ ब्रेक हियर। back, students. Yes, any doubts still here? Section 28, it is written, it will not affect the personal liability. Yes, Asta. So section 27, subsection 2 is trying to tell you if the partner does not have the authority to do, then LLP is not liable for that kind of thing. But if you have acted within your authority, then LLP is liable for that act. So you're asking why it will not affect. Okay, section 28, let's understand once again, children. Section 28, subsection 2 simply tries to tell you. Here it is the partner's liability. Please understand, children. Here it is LLP's liability. Why are we talking about two liabilities differently? Can anyone tell me? We have formed the LLP. Why are we talking separately about LLP's liability and partner's liability? Because it has a separate legal existence. Excellent. That's why LLP is not bound for your wrongful acts. LLP is not bound for your acts which are done without its knowledge. Here he is saying provisions of subsection 3 of section 27. That means any LLP's liability is LLP's liability. Subsection 1 will say will not affect the personal liability of partner. Child, please understand, here we are talking about LLP's liability. So if you tell me, Astha, if LLP is not liable, then who will be liable? Say, for example, in the same example, A, B, and C. B was not authorized to do, but still B did. So B will become personally liable for that act. Anything fraud you are doing, unlimited liability. Okay? Very good, Rajveer. Absolutely correct. That's why it is written over here that it becomes partner is personally liable. But if any wrongful acts of any other partners, he is not liable. Is that clear? Section 29 is clear. 30 is clear to everyone. Everybody. Now we are doing a very, very important and interesting section, that is section number 31. We have done the rights, duties, liabilities. Now we are discussing whistleblowing. What is the meaning of whistleblowing? Have you done this whistleblowing in Incorporation of Companies also? You would have read about it under Companies Act. Let's understand from a very fresh mind what is the meaning of whistleblowing under section 31. Say, for example, you have a company or say you have an LLP and there are 4 partners. It's not working. There are 4 partners, A, B, P, Q. Now, P and Q have done a very big fraud in LLP. And Mr. A has full knowledge about the facts, what this P and Q has done. So, court and tribunal approaches Mr. A and tells him that, look, Mr. A, come here. If you will tell us honestly now what wrong is happening in your company or organization, we will reduce your penalty. हिंदी में अगर आप हमें बता दोगे ना आपकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कौन घपला कर रहा है, कौन गड़बड़ कर रहा है, तो हम आपकी लायबिलिटी कम कर देंगे या फिर आपकी पेनल्टी माफ कर देंगे. किसने बोला ये चीज? कोर्ट ने कहा. तो एक तरह से गवर्नमेंट लीगल कंप्लायंस के लिए ट्राइंग टू ब्राइब यू, ट्राइंग टू टेल यू बी ऑनेस्ट, we are there to help you and support you, please be honest, help us so that we can find out who is the real culprit. So here, court and tribunal will reduce or waive the penalty against any partner or employee if he gives useful information during investigation, or if he has any information, say for example, P and Q are fraud, so he has any information about them, it helps the LLP or any other partner from being convicted. मतलब वो ऐसी information देता है जिससे ये सारी LLP को जेल हो जाए. Whistle blowing, shout करना, announce कर देना, शोर मचा देना, विसल ब्लोइंग का हिंदी में मतलब होता है शोर मचा। सो अगर आप अनलॉफुल इलीगल एक्टिविटीज के बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन देते हो तो कोर्ट एंड ट्राइब्यूनल आपकी लायबिलिटी को कम कर देता है, आपकी फेवर करता है कि आप अच्छा काम कर रहे हो, आप एलएलपी को जेल पहुंचा रहे हो क्योंकि उसने गलत। बहुत गट्स चाहिए ये करने के लिए। एलएलपी को आप उसकी पार्टनर हो और आपको पता है वो फ्रॉड कर रहे हो। सो अब विसल ब्लोइंग का सेक्शन 31 में कॉन्सेप्ट कहता है, नंबर 1 पॉइंट, दैट बी ऑनेस्ट, वी विल रिड्यूस योर लायबिलिटी और वी विल waive your penalty if you will tell us any information for investigation of LLP or you give us any information for the partner or employee which leads the LLP or partner for being convicted. या तो उनको जेल कराने वक्त या इंफॉर्मेशन इन्वेस्टिगेशन के वक्त पे देती। अब ये हमारे में ए ने इंफॉर्मेशन दी कि पी एंड क्यू गलत, ए हैज गिवन दिस इंफॉर्मेशन दैट दे आर डूइंग। No partner or employee may be discharged, demoted, suspended, or threatened or harassed against the terms and conditions just because he is giving this information. Now, Section 31 says, look, LLP, you cannot demote. Demote means promotion means promote. Demote means demotion कर देना. आप इस एम्प्लॉई या पार्टनर को डिमोट नहीं कर सकते, निकाल नहीं सकते, थ्रेट नहीं कर सकते, धमकी नहीं दे सकते, जस्ट बिकॉज उसने आपके खिलाफ इंफॉर्मेशन दी है। आपको लगता है एलएलपी उसे छोड़ेगी? वो कोई और रीजन ढूंढ लेगी बदला लेने की, बट इस वजह से आप उसको हरास नहीं कर सकते। सो इफ आई आस्क यू, देयर इज एन एलएलपी ए, बी, सी एंड डी. A has all the information about adverse happening, unlawful acts being done by Mr. D in the LLP, and whole of the LLP is also involved in this. He is having information. So how are you going to apply Section 31? Number 1, this partner or employee will go and provide useful information to LLP. Number 2, information given by Mr. A leads to LLP being convicted or Mr. D being convicted. चाहे एलएलपी को जेल हो रही है या किसी पार्टनर या एम्प्लॉय को जेल। ठीक है? Can LLP take an action against Mr. A just because of providing this information? Yes or no? MCQ में आएगा. No. He cannot be threatened, discharged, suspended, demoted just because he has given the information. Can LLP take action against Mr. A for any other reason, like he's not coming on time, he has not done the work properly, or he's not talking to the business clients nicely, so we'll demote him? Can he do that? Yes, they can find out other reasons to mistreat him, but merely because he has provided the information, तो उसे कोई धमकी या ये सब रातों रात उठवा देंगे, ऐसे कर देंगे, ये सब नहीं चलेगा। ठीक है? अंडरस्टूड? इजी है? ऐसा नहीं लग रहा है कुछ कुछ कहीं 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 कंपनीज एक्ट में पड़ा हुआ है, कहीं पार्टनरशिप में पड़ा हुआ है, उसका मिक्सचर बनाकर दे दिया। लग रहा है किस किस को ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार विसल ब्लोइंग तो कंपनीज एक्ट में था, एलएलपी एग्रीमेंट वाले से तो लाइबिलिटीज वाला तो पार्टनरशिप में था, होल्डिंग आउट सुनते ही सब लोग बोलने लगे पार्टनरशिप वाला है। लग रहा है? सो इजी है ना कि टफ लग रहा है? जल्दी बताओ। फीलिंग द सेम? यस एवरीबडी। तनु राजपूत, yes, it's easy. Priya says little confusing, but yes, it's confusing if you would have had partnership also along with that. That's why in CA Foundation LLP's syllabus is very less. Otherwise, children will fail to understand. Yes, foundation वाला है. Divya says अच्छा लग रहा है, easy लग रहा है ना? Good. So that's why I told you when I started with LLP, फॉरेन कंपनी भूल मत जाना। LLP करने लगे तो फॉरेन कंपनी भूल गए, वो भी याद रखना। तो ये छोटे छोटे वाले एक्ट्स ना बड़े स्कोरी है, अच्छे से इनको अभी के अभी रिवाइज करके याद करके खत्म करो, so that you can give plenty of time for the revision of Companies Act. You will be having your revisionaries also. So much effort institute is making for you children. Should be thankful, feel blessed, enjoy these moments along with your books. Okay, so revise everything nicely. I'm sure you all are going to do really well in this. So LLP, foreign companies, FEMA, interpretation, ये छोटे वाले एक्ट्स अच्छे से करके जाओ, इनमें मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे आप। But Companies Act is anyways very important. You have done it full-fledged, so keep revising it. Don't forget. All right? Okay. Let's move to Section 32. Section 32 This picture only defines everything. What is the form of contribution? What are you going to give the LLP? Capital contribution in cash, assets, tangible and intangible assets you are bringing in the contribution. Monetary contribution will also be counted. So he is giving you money. This is your capital contribution, and tangible, intangible, movable and movable assets are also counted. क्या याद रखना है? Section 32 में assets ला सकते हो and money लाओ. Obligation to contribute. Is it an obligation? Yes, obligation of a partner to contribute money to perform services will be as per the LLP agreement. A creditor which exchanges credit in reliance as an obligation without notice of any compromise may enforce the original obligation. Now, this point is related to your compromise and arrangement. When I teach you compromise and arrangement, which is a very lengthy and important topic, there we will discuss. Okay? Let's go to my PPT also on this. So all these points we have discussed. Every partner of LLP for the purpose of business of LLP is the agent of LLP, but not for the other partners. And this is your liability. So this is a brief summary. LLP is not bound for anything which the partners has done without his authority. LLP is liable if for any wrongful act or omission done in the business. Obligation arising is the solely obligation of LLP, and its liability will be met out of the property of LLP. A partner is not personally, directly, indirectly liable by the reason of being a partner of LLP. Provisions will not affect the personal liability for any wrongful act. So this is very, very important. He has briefed it for you over here. कुछ भी आप personal liability आपकी आ जाएगी अगर आपको wrongful act. Holding out wala we have discussed. For briefing, you can refer to these notes. Okay, so we will come back to annual return over here. Let's do in between provisions from here. Now, financial disclosures is again very, very simple topic. Nothing too much to be explained. पवन कुमार कह रहा है हिंदी में एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए विसल ब्लोइंग. बेटा मैंने सारा ही तो हिंदी में बताया है सेक्शन 31 कि आप शोर मचा रहे हो कि पार्टनर्स कुछ गलती कर रहे हैं. आप कोर्ट एंड ट्राइब्यूनल को इन्फॉर्मेशन देकर आओगे तो कोर्ट आपकी लायबिलिटी एंड पेनल्टी कम कर देगा, बट LLP आपको इस वजह से निकाल नहीं सकता या धमकियां नहीं दे सकता क्योंकि आपने कोर्ट को इन्फॉर्मेशन. ठीक है पवन कुमार, अब सारा हिंदी में समझा दिया आपको सेक्शन 30. So क्या क्या financial disclosures है? Yes children, what all is required to be maintained? First of all, BOA. Thank God they have not applied chapter 9 and 10 over. So proper books of accounts you have to maintain. And then here you have to file a statement of account and solvency. Over there we have profit and loss accounts, balance sheets, other kind of things. Here it is talking about statement of account and solvency. What is the meaning of statement of account and solvency? So statement of accounts means you're again profit and loss and balance sheet, but the word used over here is SAS. Statement of account and solvency. Account has to be maintained within 6 months. So children, you have to tell the registrar that I am solvent. I have not been declared insolvent. Solvency की statement means मेरे assets are always more than my liabilities. At any time, your assets should not be falling less than your liabilities. Yes, Goldie Anil, that you are not insolvent. So here you have to file statement of account and solvency within 6 months. This has to be filed with the registrar. And audit of accounts, central government, if we want, he can exempt your auditing of accounts. So what you have to remember, books of accounts will be maintained in the proper form, and SAS is the form, statement of account and solvency. What is the time period? Within 6 months, you have to file. What books of accounts have to be maintained? Proper books of accounts relating to the affairs. MCQ question, cash on accrual basis, on cash or accrual basis, both as per double entry system at the registered office. Section 128, Companies Act. Okay. Statement of solvency and account कब बनाकर देनी है? Within a period of 6 months from the end of financial year. Financial year कब end होता है children? 31st March 23 को end हुआ. कब तक फाइल करनी है रजिस्ट्रार के साथ? एमसीक्यू में क्वेश्चन आएगा 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, अप्रैल, मई, जून, जुलाई, अगस्त, सितंबर, 30 सितंबर तक फाइल हो जानी चाहिए। वेरी गुड। Who will sign the statement of account and solvency in the chat box? Tell me. Designated properties. वहां डायरेक्टर साइन करते थे, यहाँ पे डीपी साइन करेगा। Every statement filed, prepared in subsection 2 will be filed in the manner and prescribed, and fees दे देना, fees underline कर लो यहाँ पे। LLP audit होएगी, but CG exempt कर सकती है कि इनको audit नहीं करना। Non-compliance penalty 10,000, 100, maximum 50,000, and ये भी non-compliance की penalty है, penalty को read कर लेना। ऑडिटिंग के लिए क्या फॉलो करना है, कहता कुछ नहीं है, सेक्शन 132 ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट खोल लो, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स एंड आईसीआई ने जो बताए हैं ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स वो फॉलो करना। ठीक है। एनुअल रिटर्न ऐसे करें, सेक्शन 35, सेक्शन 65, 67 तक है। एनुअल रिटर्न, duly authenticated annual return has to be filed with the registrar within 60 days of the close of financial year. So कब तक? 30 मई तक जमा करा देना, 31 मई तक जमा करा देना अपनी एनुअल रिटर्न। फॉरेन कंपनी की एलएलपी एनुअल रिटर्न कब तक फाइल करनी थी? फॉरेन कंपनी के केस में एनुअल रिटर्न कब तक फाइल करनी थी? पढ़ा था ना पीछे, क्वेश्चन मैंने आपको दिया भी था चिल्ड्रन। Very good. 60 days from the end of financial. So same provision here also, 60 days you'll have. And if you don't file, 100 rupees per day, maximum 1 lakh penalty, and every designated 100 is maximum 50,000. Now let's do a very important topic, and then we will go back to the study material also. Winding up of LLP कब होता है? What are the circumstances in which the LLP may be wound up by tribunal? Winding up का meaning क्या होता है? बंद कर देना, LLP को खत्म करा जा सकता है। ट्राइब्यूनल कब खत्म कर सकता है LLP? कब खत्म करेगा? These are the circumstances when the LLP will be wound up by the tribunal. If LLP decides that LLP would be wound up by tribunal, LLP ने फैसला कर लिया कि अब मुझे wind up कर दिया जाए, means partners are deciding as per the LLP agreement. If for more than 6 months you have continued as a single partner, means reduced below the 2 means only one person is continuing. First, LLP decides. Second, more than 6 months, your number of partners is less than 2. If LLP has acted against the interests of the sovereignty or integrity of India, particularly the state and public order, you have done something against the sovereignty, integrity, security of the state or public order. कुछ देश के खिलाफ कर रहे हो, इंटीग्रिटी ऑफ इंडिया को अफेक्ट कर रहे हो, तो आपको ट्राइब्यूनल डिसॉल्व करना। And if LLP has made a default in filing the registrar statement of account and solvency for 5 consecutive years. So if for 5 years, say for example, financial year 2019-20, you did not file, 2021, you did not file, 21-22 also you did not file, and 22-23 also you did not file, then tribunal can bind you up, yes or no? So for 4 consecutive years, you have not filed your statement of account and solvency with the registrar. Can the tribunal bind you up? Very good, Almas. Soumya, why did you say yes, ma'am? 5 consecutive years होना चाहिए. ठीक है? So much of information. And fifth क्या है? Study material में से देखो, just an equitable ground in the opinion of tribunal. अगर ट्राइब्यूनल को लगता है कि मेरे पास ऐसा रीजन है कि वाइंडिंग अप कर देना चाहिए LLP का, तो it will wind up the LLP. Quickly write down 5 points in the chat box. In what 5 circumstances LLP can be wound up by tribunal? Number 1, if LLP decides. Number 1, if LLP decides. Number 2, number of partners reduced below than 2. Number 3, LLP has acted 1 against the sovereignty, 2 against the integrity, security of the state, public order. ऐसे याद करना है. Sovereignty, integrity, security, public. Fourth, default in filing SAS statement 5 consecutive years. Consecutive means इकट्ठे 5 साल में नहीं अगर फाइल. इंपॉर्टेंट है ये चीज, ये डिफरेंट है, ये याद कर लेना प्लीज, क्योंकि आज हमारे पास क्वेश्चन भी है इसके लिए. उससे पहले एक बार सेक्शन 63 में देख लें. पहले एक बार बुक में से भी देख आते हैं, फिर आते हैं वापस क्वेश्चन में. ठीक है, तब तक आप चैट बॉक्स में लिखते रहो अपना आंसर. सेक्शन 36 to 62 अभी कराऊंगी बीच में. वाइंडिंग अप एंड डिसोल्यूशन. वाइंडिंग अप कैन हैपन ईदर वॉलंटरली, वॉलंटरली मतलब अपनी मर्जी से, या फिर कौन करेगा बेटा? ट्राइब्यूनल करेगा. यही सारे 5 केसेस हैं जो आपने लिखे हैं, हमने अभी डिस्कस करे. एंड जस्ट एंड इक्विटेबल अगर लगता है. रूल्स फॉर वाइंडिंग अप किसने देने हैं? सीजी ने देने. ठीक है, 3 सेक्शन कवर करते हैं, 63, 64, 65. क्लियर हो गया? आप ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ो प्लीज. I give you 2 minutes, read it nicely. Have you read it, children? Mrs. Strong Steels Limited LLP was incorporated on April 2010 with 10 partners. Can we have 10 partners? Yes, any number of partners. It had very good business and made a profit during the past years. Due to the obsolete practices, they started making losses and they did not file their annual returns. 3 partners decided that we will wind up by the tribunal. Remaining partners objected. Refer to section 64, that is talking about winding up. Can tribunal pass an order to wind up this LLP or not? State the provisions and penalties for not filing annual return. 2 क्वेश्चन मांग लिए उसने आपसे. एनुअल रिटर्न ना फाइल करने की पेनल्टी भी दे दो एंड वाइंडिंग अप की प्रोविजंस भी बता. Tell me your answers. We just did 4th point. If there is a default in filing statement, account solvency, or the annual return for consecutive 5 years, tribunal will wind it up. So इस केस में wind up होना चाहिए या नहीं? Assumption has to be written for 5 years. Let's read what they have given. Section 63 says, आप क्या लिखोगे? If you don't remember, according to the provisions of LLP Act, winding up can either happen voluntarily or by tribunal. It can be wounded up if it has defaulted in filing with the registrar the statement of account on solvency for any 5 consecutive years. It did not file its annual return. In the given case, it did not file the annual returns from 2020 to 21. In the financial year, the default has continued for 5 consecutive. So आपने बोला तब से लेकर अभी तक 25 तक उसने नहीं फॉल करा तो 5 years हो गए. So yes, in view of the fact, the tribunal cannot pass the audit. Why? Just wait. In financial year 24-25, the default in filing annual return has not continued. Have they written that now they have filed? LLP will be winding up. The partners objected to it. Started making losses, did not file the annual return. So here you will have to take an assumption, children. 3 partners are deciding that we will not wind the tribunal. So they have not told you whether they have filed it now or not. They have simply given you information that they have not filed it. From 2021, it has not filed. So 3 partners are objecting and 2 are saying that it should be winded. So the default in filing has not continued for 5 years, even if you start from 2021, 21, 22, 23, 24. So if you have filed for the financial year, then it has not continued for 5 years. Therefore, tribunal cannot pass. The remaining partner's contention is correct. And then the second part you have to give, what will be the default penalty if you have not filed the annual return within 60 days from the close of financial year? 100 per day, maximum 1 lakh. 100 per day, maximum 50,000. If you don't recall the penalty, even if you have written annual return not filed within 60 days, at least do write the information about the annual return. Is that clear, everyone? Have you understood, children? Yes, Miss P, absolutely correct with that information. Mrs. Meenu, very good, writing all the 5 points. That's good. Shagufta, nice. Soumya, good. Rajveer, Miss P, everybody has given the correct answers, and well done for those who have written all the points also for the revision. No, Harshada, there is no such ratio also. You simply have to give the reasons should be valid if you are winding. Okay, this simply tells you that if LLP decides that it should be wound up. So some partners are saying yes, some partners are saying no. Then you have to see the reasons. Let's go back to section 36 where we have left inspection of the documents. So registrar can inspect the documents. Nothing so special about that. If you give any false statement, now this is important penalty. Any false statement relating to any material fact, आपने कुछ झूठ बोला है या omits to give any material statement, jail of 2 years, maximum penalty of 5 lakhs, which should not be less than 1 lakh. So this is the same penalty which we have discussed earlier also, false statement. Then this is the penalty. It is an important penalty, you should know. Power of registrar to obtain information. So we have done this, auditing and accounting standards. Power of registrar to obtain information, section 38. For carrying out the business, the registrar may require any partner present or former to answer any questions on the declaration within a reasonable time. Now he says registrar can obtain the information. RO के पास authority है, एक power देकर रखी है registrar को that if they want they can seek information. Every partner, every LLP and every designated partner is liable for it. If they don't answer this thing, then what will happen? If they don't answer, then yes, Asta, all the partners should be agreeing. That's correct. If they don't answer or make such declaration, then within the reasonable time, if registrar is not satisfied, he will give the summon कि आप आइए हमारे इंस्पेक्टर के सामने अपेयर कीजिए and answer करो हमारे सारे क्वेश्चन. So simple language में what you have to remember over here is if registrar is asking anything to any of the partners, I don't know why my cursor is not working. Is it visible now? If he's asking, please supply the information within reasonable time. If he is not satisfied with the information provided, then he will ask such person, will send a summon to that person to appear before him or in the inspector and make the declaration and supply the information. मतलब registrar ने अगर कोई information मांगी है तो please appear हो जाओ और information दे दो. Any person without the lawful excuse fails to comply this, फिर से penalty 2,000 से 25,000 की penalty. LLP मैंने आपको बताया ना सिंपल बहुत है, बहुत सिंपल है, इसीलिए बहुत ज्यादा पेनल्टीज है। अब करते हैं इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शन, सेक्शन 39, कंपाउंडिंग ऑफेंस। रीजनल डायरेक्टर को पावर दी गई हुई है ऑफेंस को कंपाउंड करना। चिल्ड्रन, व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग ऑफ ऑफेंस? डू यू रिमेंबर अंडर इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट लॉन्ग बैक when you were doing CA foundation students, you have heard this word compounding of offense. कंपाउंडिंग ऑफेंस का हिंदी में मतलब होता है कि ऑफेंस को ना थोड़ा मतलब प्रोसिक्यूशन करने के बजाय ना यार आप पेनल्टी लगा लो, बार बार बुलाओगे, केस करोगे, केस फाइल करने के बजाय, चक्कर कटवाने की बजाय कोर्ट में आपने पैसा बढ़ाकर बता दिया, पेनल्टी बता, मैक्सिमम अमाउंट की पेनल्टी जितनी हो सकती है उतनी मैक्सिमम पेनल्टी लगा दो, बार बार इसके अगेंस्ट ना केस मत दो, डेट्स मत दो, इसको एडजर्नमेंट कर करके बार बार मत बुलाओ, खत्म। इसको बोलते हैं कंपाउंड करना ऑफेंस। कौन सी ऑफेंस, ऑफेंस मतलब गलती, कौन से ऑफेंस को कंपाउंड करा जा सकता है? जो पनिशेबल है विद फाइन ओनली। लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड इन इंग्लिश वंस what is the meaning of compounding of offenses. Regional director has the power to compound the offense. Compound means we are trying to set it off. That means we had filed a case, I have filed a case against Mr. A. So now Mr. A will be called in the court again and again. So Mr. A says, don't declare me offensive, don't do prosecution against me, you charge fine. So if there is any offense which is only punishable with fine, if there is an imprisonment, then this case is not possible. This is only possible if you are charged with a offense which has only fine. Then we will collect from a person reasonably suspected amount. हम बोलेंगे ठीक है यार तुम 10 बारी चक्कर लगाओगे, तुम्हारा 5 लाख तक या 4 लाख तक फाइन बन रहा है वो देखो, which can extend to maximum fine but not less than the minimum fine. So it can decide what is the reasonable fine to be provided, minimum to maximum amount. Who has the power? RD has the power. Nothing this shall apply to an offense committed by LLP partners or DP within a period of 3 years for the similar offense. Now, very interesting. All of you paying attention, right? RD said, okay, listen, yaar, this LLP, ABC LLP has committed a offense which was to be charged with penalty. Let's give them an exemption. It takes the authorization from the central government and takes the permission and says, okay, fine, your minimum fine, suppose minimum is 1 lakh and maximum is 5 lakh. So you pay us 3 lakh or 4 lakh and we will not file a prosecution against you. ABC LLP is very happy. ठीक है यार, 4 लाख दिया और छुटकारा, prosecution में बार बार केस नहीं फाइल होएगा, will not have to go to the court again and again, बदनामी भी नहीं होगी। अब 3 साल के अंदर अंदर दोबारा वही क्राइम कर दिया, वही ऑफेंस कर दिया, कंपाउंडिंग हो सकती है? If you commit the same offense within a period of 3 years, compounding of offense is not possible. लिख लो please शुरू, compounding offense is not possible. For any second or subsequent offense committed after 3 years, again compounding is possible. But such a strange provision. Number one, LLP did offense punishable with fine. Can we do compounding of offense? Yes or no, children? Yes, possible. LLP did offense, then yes, possible with the permission of RD. But same offense in 3 years, compounding possible or not? Compounding not possible. Just write it just a second. हाँ जी बच्चों, लिख लिया? And if I have done this offense, same offense in 4 years, compounding possible or not? Yes or no? Tell me in the chat box. Easy है? 3 साल में करा तो नहीं पॉसिबल है, बाद में कर रहे हो तो पॉसिबल. This is what is written in the law. So we have to abide by it. Every application for compounding shall be made to the registrar, shall be forwarded the same to the RD. So I've already told you who has the permission. RD has the permission to pass this order. Where any offense is compounded before or after the prosecution, intimation has to be sent. Now, already your prosecution has started. Prosecution means case file कर दिया हमने आपके खिलाफ. ठीक है? So 7 days में please बता देना कि हमने offense compound करा लिए. Now no more prosecution is possible. RD or the officer not below the rank while dealing with the compounding will direct the partner, DP or any other employee of the to file the fees. Notwithstanding anything, if you fail to comply with the order of RD, then maximum of the fine of the offense which RD will consider will be twice the amount provided in the corresponding section. So what you have to learn over here is जो 4 पॉइंट मैंने आपको लिखवाए हैं, RD के पास पावर है, अगर ऑफेंस फाइन वाला है तभी कंपाउंडिंग करनी है. बेटा अगर इम्प्रिजनमेंट लगी हुई है क्या कंपाउंडिंग हो सकती है? यस और नो? नहीं हो सकती. कंपाउंडिंग रजिस्ट्रार कर सकता है? नहीं कर सकता, आरडी करेगा. 3 साल में दोबारा ऑफेंस कर दिया, कंपाउंडिंग पॉसिबल? नो. 3 साल की बात करा? यस. एंड क्या याद करना है? दिस लास्ट लाइन, दैट इज if you do any default, if any partner, DP or other employee fails to comply with RD's order, then maximum amount of the fine will be twice the amount of fine provided in the corresponding section. अगर फाइन 10 लाख का था 20 लाख लगेगा, 4 लाख का था तो 8 लाख लगेगा. ये वाली लाइन याद कर लेना, एमसीक्यू में आ सकती है. How much fine if you don't comply with the compounding offenses? Twice the amount. Clear? Now we are coming to one of my favorite sections, that is section 42. Compounding of offense was important. You have understood section 42 is important. And we are going to do one interesting question also from section 42. Assignment and transfer of partnership interest. किसी को याद है section 29 of Indian Partnership Act? Ma'am, how can you remember? How can you ask us to remember CA Foundation के section से? मैं law के नहीं, company के नहीं याद हो रहे. So I know it's very, it's like to do a crime asking the students Indian Partnership section. But do you remember if we go to the Indian Partnership Act just for 1 minute? There was a minors liability. There was unit 2 relationship of partners. There was liability part, rights and duties. उसमें एक छोटा सा पैराग्राफ था, transferring of the partners interest. किसी को याद आ रहा है? थोड़ा थोड़ा याद आ रहा है. ट्रांसफरिंग ऑफ द पार्टनर्स इंटरेस्ट. ट्रांसफरर ट्रांसफरी होता था, पार्टनर अपना इंटरेस्ट ट्रांसफर करता था. ओ माय गॉड, नहीं याद आ रहा? ओके, रहने. इतने ब्लैंक हो जाते हो ना when you don't respond in the chat box. I somehow feel that even if you're listening or not, write no. If you don't remember, then write no. It's okay to write no. Nobody's going to say you anything. All right. So no, yes, no, nothing, no response. Don't remember. Thank you, Miss P, at least for writing that, for confirming. Okay, others are still putting pressure on their mind. It's okay. Thank you, Rajvi, for writing no. Then no need to go there. Then let's come back here only. So the way a partner was able to transfer his interest, similarly in LLP also, a right has been given to a partner to share the profit and losses of LLP with another person. So there is a transferor, there is a transferee. One of the partner wants to transfer his interest to another, that is allowed. Okay? It is transferable, either wholly or part you can transfer. So first point is, interest in LLP is transferable. You can transfer your interest. Interest means जो भी आपको profits मिलते हैं, आप transfer कर सकते हैं. Transfer of any right of partner will not cause disassociation of the partner. This will not make the LLP get dissolved. So there was a partner, Mr. A, B, C are partners in LLP. A transfers whole of his interest to Mr. D. So will ABC LLP get dissolved? He says no. You can still continue to have this LP. This will not entitle the transferee to participate in the management and conduct or to access the information. Now, Mr. D, he was having 10% of the profits he's getting, 50% he is getting, balance kitna reh gaya? 40% C is getting. So D will only get 10% of the profits. He is transferring. D is the transferee. He will only get the profits which Mr. A has agreed to give, and he will not participate in the management and conduct of the business. आज अगर याद आया सीए फाउंडेशन की अगर बुक पढ़ी हुई है तो सेक्शन 29 खोल कर देखना, आपको बिल्कुल याद आ जाएगा. यही बात आपने पढ़ी हुई कि वो जो ट्रांसफरी है वो मैनेजमेंट एंड कंडक्ट में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर सकता, ना ही वो सकता है कि आपने ट्रांजेक्शन्स कैसे करी. वो चुपचाप सिर्फ अपना शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट खाएगा और वो आपसे एमसीक्यू में पूछेगा क्या पार्टनर्स की आपस में बाइंडिंग अप हो जाएगी, डिसोल्यूशन हो जाएगी. उसका आंसर है सो पहला पॉइंट, yes, partners can transfer their interest. Will it lead to dissociation? No. He will. Can he participate in the management? Answer is ठीक है. Okay, Divya says that now, yes, I can recall. That's correct. Okay, so easy है section 42. क्वेश्चन पढ़िए. Everyone has read it. So they are partners of Alpha LLP and they have equal sharing of the profits. A has made an agreement to transfer 70% of his share in Alpha to his daughter. Can X access the information? He just did that. Transferee cannot access the information. Can partners refuse? Absolutely, they can refuse. Does X has any remedy against this denial? Are the partners correct? Now, this is a very simple question and almost everyone, Asta Sethi, Soumya, Harshita, Rajveer, Ray, Priyanshi, Divya, Miss P, Rajveer, all of you have sent, Miss Pooja, Soumya, good. You have sent the correct answers. So what do we have to learn over here? How to apply this principle in writing the answers. So you will write according to section 42, a partner can transfer his share of profit and losses in LLP and receive the distributions according to LLP partnership agreement. The transfer will not give the right to participate in the conduct and access the information. Therefore, the partners are correct in denying the information. X does not have any remedy. One line more you can write. Yes, she wants to join in as the partner. LLP agreement में आप उसे as a partner join करवा लेते हो. Then can she access? Yes, then she can access. If you really want to make her the partner, you will have to make her sign the LLP agreement with you and then she can become a partner. Any doubts still here, children? Now let's talk about conversion into LLP. For converting the LLP, a firm can come into LLP by following which schedule? Second schedule. पहले दिन पढ़ा था हम. Schedule 1 क्या बताता है? LLP agreement. Schedule 2 क्या बताता है? चलो जल्दी रिवाइज करते हैं. Schedule 1 talks about, write down in the chat box. Priyanshi tak, no remedy you have. That's what we have discussed. Very good. Schedule 1 is LLP agreement. If the LLP does not have any LLP agreement, then Schedule 1 you have to follow. Schedule 2 क्या बताता है? Form into LLP का क्या process है? Schedule 3 क्या बताएगा बेटा? अगर आपकी प्राइवेट कंपनी है और आपने LLP बनाना है तो Schedule 3 रेफर करना. Schedule 4 क्या बताता है? लिस्टेड या अनलिस्टेड? अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी को LLP में करने के लिए क्या प्रोसीजर? बस यही सेक्शन 55 था, खत्म हो गया. प्राइवेट कंपनी को कैसे कन्वर्ट करना है, अनलिस्टेड पब्लिक कंपनी को फोर्थ शेड्यूल फॉलो करना. एंड फिर क्या आएगा? once you have converted yourself into LLP, then all the firm's assets and liabilities will become LLP's assets and liabilities. If you have converted yourself from a firm to LLP, please send the notice to the registrar of firms. If you are a private company, in Gujarat, you want to get yourself converted into LLP in Delhi. So LLP in Delhi के ROC को तो बताओगे ही. Please tell Gujarat's ROC also that we are now converting. If you are firm in Pune and you're converting into Punjab LLP, inform the registrar of firms in Pune and the ROC of Punjab that you are converting. This is what is written in section 58. So schedule 1, 2, 3, 4 is absolutely clear. 55, 56, 57 हो गया. 58 क्या? देखा कितनी जल्दी सेक्शंस हो रहे हैं. So registrar, on satisfying that a firm, private company, or as the case may be, has complied with the respective schedules. कहता conversion होगा कैसे? हमने सिर्फ ये देखना है कि आपने respective schedules के साथ compliance करा है. हम आपके documents को register कर देंगे and LLP from the date will get certified from the date of the mention in the certificate. This LLP within 15 days of a registration inform ROF. If you're a firm, then you have to inform registrar of firms. If you're a company, you have to inform us. That now you're registered under the Companies Act. Earlier, you were under the Partnership or Companies Act. Now you're registered under the LLP Act 2008. कितने दिन में inform करना है? 15 days. Upon such conversion, all the partners, shareholders of the company, as the case may be, will become the partners of the LLP as per the schedule. From the date of registration, they will be considered LLP. And what is the effect of registration? LLP will now get the certificate of registration. That name will be LLP's name. All the assets and liabilities that you have bought will be transferred in the name of LLP. And the firm and the company which has been dissolved will remove their name. So if you were firm, if you were ABC Associates, so your name will be removed from the register of firms. And if you were ABC Limited, Private Limited, then your name will be removed from the registrar of companies because now you have become ABC LLP. And to whom you have to inform? If you're firm, inform registrar of firms. If you are company, inform ROC. Within 15 days, you have to send this. What will happen to your assets and liabilities? They will now become the assets and liabilities of the LLP. Any doubts in section 58? So there was a company which was a listed public company. It wants to get converted into LLP. What schedule it has to follow? तो शेड्यूल 5 मत लिख देना, ऐसा है. वेरी गुड मिस पी राजवीर. हर्षिता क्यों बोला आपने शेड्यूल 4? मैंने कहा लिस्टेड. वेरी गुड सौम्या. अनुभव, नाइस. So it's not given. तभी उसने specifically given unlisted public. There was ABC Private Limited. It wants to convert itself into ABC LLP. What does it need to do? Briefly, मुझे बताओ. Very good. Follow schedule 3. Vyanshi tak Private Limited. 2 में तो firm है ना बेटा? It will have to comply with all the provisions of schedule 3. Registrar will make sure that it has complied. It will get its name striked off from the ROC. Inform the ROC. We're very good, Miss P. Almas, Kirti, excellent answers. Get your name removed and get yourself registered. Within 15 days, you'll have to inform. All the assets and liabilities of private company will now become the assets and liabilities of LLP. Clear, children? So we are moving towards last leg of section 60. Compromise arrangements and reconstructions of LLP. So how we can make a compromise? What is the meaning of compromise करना? So compromise करना का मतलब होता है कि समझौता करना. That now we are deciding that okay, we will not be paying full amounts, adjustment yes. Dhanush, once we will complete all the sections, then we will go back to, otherwise हमारा रह जाएगा. Section 60 पहले complete करते. Section 59 में तो कुछ नहीं है बेटा, foreign LLP है. Central government will make the rules for the foreign LLP and will tell you what do you want me to do. What is foreign LLP? Tell me, Dhanush. Any LLP which has established its place in business in India, having incorporated outside. Okay. So compromise and arrangement का मतलब होता है, compromise किस में हो सकता है? LLP and creditors में भी हो सकता है, LLP and partners में हो सकता है. See, for example, there is an LLP which had to pay 10 crore rupees to its creditors, but we said that we make a compromise with you, we will only pay you 9 crore. Or there is a compromise arrangement between the LLP that they had to pay to the partners 1 crore. They said we will pay you 80 lakhs. Now, how this compromise is going to happen? Tribunal will come into picture because it's a very big decision. LLP will make an application, or the creditor or partner will make an application to the tribunal. Or in the case LLP which is being wound up, liquidator will make the application. Who is a liquidator? Tell me. Winding up of company, पता है ना आपको liquidator कौन होता है बच्चा? Who is a liquidator? Whenever the company is getting into winding up, liquidator is appointed who will wind up the company. Okay. So in case the liquidator has made the application, then tribunal is going to order the meeting of the creditors or of the partners to be called, held, and conducted in the manner in which the tribunal thinks fit. How are you going to simplify it? Now, this is a very complicated topic, so I'll make notes here only so that you write it down. Tribunal will call a meeting of creditors or partners or LLP, as the case may be, on application filed in. पहले application कौन file करेगा? अगर application file करिए किसी भी creditor ने या partner ने या LLP ने अगर application file करी है तो tribunal meeting call करे. First step क्या है? Tribunal is going to call a meeting of the creditors. Clear हो गया? ध्यान से सुनते जाना बेटा. If 3/4 of the value of creditors or partners at the meeting agree to the compromise, then tribunal will pass the order which will be binding on all the creditors and the partners. And in case LLP is wound up, liquidator and the contractors. अब क्या होगा? If a majority representing 3/4 in the value. Now here we have dual majority has to be seen. That is double limits, dual conditions. एक तो majority of the creditors have to agree and 3/4 of the value of creditors have to agree. So how much amount we have taken? We have decided what is the compromise. First of all, you will make the scheme of compromise. आप एक स्कीम बनाओगे कि हमारे जो 10 करोड़ के क्रेडिटर्स थे उनको हम कितना दे रहे हैं, हम उनको 9 करोड़ दे रहे हैं। तो अगर हमारे 100 क्रेडिटर्स हैं तो कम से कम मेजोरिटी मींस 51 क्रेडिटर्स हैविंग अ वैल्यू ऑफ 75% करो 10 करोड़ का, जल्दी 3/4 ऑफ 10 करोड़ 75 आएगा 7.5। अगर वैल्यू 8 करोड़ की होल्ड करते हैं 51 क्रेडिटर्स, अगर ये यस कहते हैं तभी स्कीम को वैलिड माना जाए। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्कीम विल बी मेड, ट्राइब्यूनल इज गोइंग टू कॉल द मीटिंग ऑफ द क्रेडिटर्स। In the meeting, whose consent will be taken? 50% or more of the partners or creditors जिनके लिए स्कीम बनी है, plus they should be having 3/4 of the value. They should be holding 3/4 of the value of creditors. So partner, liquidator or the creditor will go to the tribunal. Tribunal will give the approval for the meeting. Meeting shall be approved by 3/4 of the value of creditors plus the majority. Now, before passing this order, fourth point लिखिए, अभी समराइज कर लेंगे, पहले समझ लो एक एक पॉइंट। यही है समझने वाला, और कुछ नहीं है बाकी। नो ऑर्डर शैल बी पास्ड अनलेस ट्राइब्यूनल इज सेटिस्फाइड। ट्राइब्यूनल किस चीज की सेटिस्फैक्शन लेगा भाई? ऑल द मटेरियल फैक्ट्स फॉर द लेटेस्ट फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन हैज बीन गिवन प्लस इन्वेस्टिगेशन प्रोसीडिंग्स आर क्लियर। लिखिए, ट्राइब्यूनल शैल बी सेटिस्फाइड। ट्राइब्यूनल while passing its order, write it down, fourth point. Tribunal while passing this order will check that all the material facts of financial position has been given correctly by the LLP. ये सामने लिखा हुआ है बेटा, all the material facts of financial position has been given correctly, plus all the investigation proceedings pendings have been completed. Any pendency of investigation proceedings लिखे ना, plus legal compliance लिखेगा भी कोई investigation pending तो नहीं। फिर क्या करेगा ट्राइब्यूनल? ऑर्डर पास कर देगा within 30 days. This order has to be filed within 30 days with the registrar. If you don't comply with this, फिर से penalty आ। If you default is made in complying with 30 days वाला provision, then this is the penalty per day. Tribunal at any time after the application has been made stay the commencement or continuation of any proceedings. अब कोई केस चल रहा था, स्टे प्रोसीडिंग्स, इंजंक्शन याद है आपको, स्टे कर देना प्रोसीडिंग्स को। कोई केस चल रहा था एलएलपी के अगेंस्ट, बीच में अब आपने कॉम्प्रोमाइज अरेंजमेंट कर दिया, तो ट्राइब्यूनल उस केस को स्टे दे देगा जब तक आपका कॉम्प्रोमाइज एंड अरेंजमेंट को सेटल नहीं हो जाता। So whatever scheme that you have implemented, the tribunal will give the stay order for the other cases against the LLP. पहला पॉइंट क्या था? Who is going to file the application? By creditor or partner or liquidator. Second क्या होगा? Meeting called by tribunal. मीटिंग को एग्री कौन करेगा? अप्रूवल कौन देगा मीटिंग में? अप्रूवल बाय मेजॉरिटी प्लस 3/4 of the value of creditors or partners. Tribunal will check two things. Tell me before giving the order. Financial position plus investigations before giving the order. And फिर बेटा ऑर्डर जो आएगा आरओसी के साथ 30 days में फाइल करना है, नहीं फाइल करा तो पेनल्टी। Once you have written all these points, write down in the chat box. And you have to write so that it becomes easy for you to remember. Children, I'm making this extra effort so that it becomes very easy for you. Okay? Is that clear now? And stay order will be given for the other things. Khatam ho gaya compromise and arrangement. Power of tribunal to enforce this compromise and arrangement. How the tribunal is going to enforce. So the tribunal is going to supervise this compromise and arrangement. क्या हमने scheme बनाई थी कि for the 10 crore creditors we are going to give 9 crore. He will see that whether this compromise is happening properly. If he feels that modification is required, then he will modify it. But if tribunal feels that whatever order he has passed in section 16 cannot be worked out only, उसको लगा ये possible ही नहीं है in the interest of the affairs of LLP, then he will order for the winding up of LLP. So what will happen, children, under section 61? Write down section 61 के points. Point number 1, tribunal will supervise the compromise, will modify his order if required, if tribunal feels that order passed under section 16 is not possible or is not working in favor of LLP, is not working well, then what is he going to order? Winding up of LLP. Is that clear, everyone? Section 60 and 61 clear to everyone? Please answer me. पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ही बेटा एक बार. अभी तो I'm just explaining you. We are making notes. You'll have to learn. Okay. Thank you, Divya, Soumya, Miss P, for confirming. Order given is not possible. Priyanshi तक, what example do you want? मैंने कहा 10 करोड़ के क्रेडिटर्स को 9 करोड़ में समझौता कर देना. वो हो नहीं रहा. कोई रीजन है. Any reason. Whatever is the reason, it should be for any person who is interested in the affairs of LLP. You don't have to go into the reasons. Already so much to learn. You want to learn more. So whatever is the reason he's not giving you, it cannot be worked out satisfactorily. Take a wind up. Okay? Okay, good, Akash, Sadufta. Okay, Priyanshi, good, you got it. Section 62 khatam kar lete hai beta. What will happen under section 62? Amalgamation. You know about these words, amalgamation, reconstruction, mergers. So any compromise or arrangements has been made for the reconstruction of LLP. So amalgamate karke reconstruct kar lena. Any scheme which says transferor LLP is to be transferred to another LLP. So if you're transferring, all the assets will be transferred to the assets of the transferring LLP. Okay. So what will happen? The transfer of the transferee LLP will take place and all the limited liabilities will also become. Contribution made, legal proceedings will also be now taken up by the new LLP. Any dissolution without winding up, so the old form will be, old LLP will be dissolved. And dissenting shareholders, they just यहाँ पे anyone who is dissenting with the compromise or arrangement, they can be given an option to leave the LLP. All right, I'm not going into much of details of amalgamation and reconstruction because it's very, very simple. You can give it a reading to yourself. Read the lines one by one. The most important part was section 60 and 61, which I hope is crystal clear to all of you children. And we have made the notes also. Plus, we have done compounding of offenses, which was very, very important. The last part, you simply have to remember all the assets and liabilities will become one. Within 30 days, inform the ROC that you have been now amalgamated or merged. Okay. And also, you have to make confirmation that the old LLP is now deleted, dissolved, winding up has been happened. So last 10 minutes, I wanted to do more questions with you. I think that would be more better. Let's read this question. I think this is the last question that I have to do. Then I will be meeting you. Let's see when. Sorry, it starts from here. Have you read it, children? Should I turn the page? So it is an LLP which was formed. Naveen and Suresh are DPs. They're responsible for all the contracts. Investigation was ordered by the tribunal and financial fraud of 50,25,000 was found. Mr. J, accounts manager and employee, was accused by the complainant, one of the penetrators to the fraud. Tribunal said 1,25,000 penalty to be paid by Mr. J on his conviction. So he approached the tribunal and provided the information about the other black sheep involved and helped in the investigation process. So tribunal is providing some relief in the penal action against him while LLP is planning to suspend him. Tell us whether the tribunal can waive off his liability and can the LLP suspend? Such a simple question. Very good, Nidhi. Section 31, whistleblowing. Very good, Divya. Thank you so much, Shugufta, for writing कि मैम आप बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाते हो. I'm so glad that you have understood each and every line. That's great. Very good, Miss P. हो जाएगा, Pavan Kumar. So much to learn. If you revise it today only, to learn हो जाएगा. Very good, Miss Pooja. Whistleblowing penalty will be levied. Less penalty, yes, good. So children, it is section 31. You will write the information and then you will write on the basis of this. Can he be suspended? No, he cannot be suspended. And will the penalty be reduced? Yes, the penalty will be reduced. All of you have given the correct answers. So thank you so much. I'm so glad within the time frame we have completed all the chapter and we have done all the questions also. And I've tried to answer all your queries. Yes, Asta, they have to be 2 DPs. Thank you, Akash. All right, children, I hope you have understood each and everything. If anyone still has any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you all the very best for your exams. Study well, revise well, whatever we have done. Nidhi, what you have not understood in this question, child? It was a simple question कि वो उसके खिलाफ फाइल सस्पेंड उसे नहीं कर सकते और उसकी पेनल्टी कम कर दी जाए. ठीक है बेटा? Thank you, Anubhav, Shagufta, all of you, Rajveer, everybody. Take care and do well in your exams. And yes, I was telling you that these, yes, a very happy CA day in advance to all of you. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you so much. याद करने का कोई तरीका बता दीजिए. पवन कुमार इज राइटिंग. सो पवन, द ओनली थिंग इज कि आपने जो मैम आपको पढ़ाते हैं, जो भी टीचर आपको पढ़ाते हैं, उसी दिन उसको थोड़ा सा, जैसे 9 बज गए, 8:30 हो गए, तो आप अगले दिन सुबह उठकर 1-1.5 घंटा उसे लगाए रिवाइज करने, साथ के साथ नोट्स बनाते रहे. बेटा पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा, याद तो करना ही पड़ेगा लिखने के लिए. एंड राइटिंग प्रैक्टिस करो जितनी हो सकती है. जो चैप्टर्स के पीछे डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस दिए होते हैं वो लिख लिख के प्रैक्टिस करो. Okay, thank you, Mr. M.A., Rajbir, Divya, Krishnashree, Almas. Okay, thank you, Pavan Kumar. Thank you, children. Anyone having any doubts? You want to ask anything? You want to raise your hands or you want to speak? No doubts? Okay, Subhanshi, you can ask this to the admin for the books. Priyanshita, definitely you can make the answers in your own word. Yes, Nidhi, what do you want to ask?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
मैम ये सेक्शन 42 में जो ट्रांसफर करने वाला है वो उसमें मतलब जो तीसरा 3% अगर हम मतलब पार्टनर में रहते हैं एलएलपी में, तो वो जो डी वाला आया था वो थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन फिर से कर देंगे।
बस वो मैनेजमेंट में या फेयर में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करेगा और सिर्फ उसे शेयर ऑफ प्रॉफिट दिया जाए। ठीक है, सिर्फ ये 2 ही पॉइंट।
ठीक है।
यस आस्था।
Evening, ma'am.
गुड इवनिंग।
Ma'am, I have doubt in companies incorporated.
If you're having no place of business in India, then it is only a company incorporated. It is not a foreign company. Okay. Clear, Asta? Your mic is not working. You can respond me on the chat box only. All right. Thank you so much, students. Wishing you all the best and do well and do lots and lots of writing practice. A very happy CA day to all the budding future chartered accountants. Jaldi jaldi pad lo and CA ban jao. See you soon back. Don't know when next, but let's see. All the best. So we are done. Yes, it's done. Students don't have any queries.